So it says several companies will soon offer personalized electronic news displays delivered via cable or telephone lines and displayed on a TV. Okay, so we're gonna have these personalized electronic news displays, and they're gonna be by cable or telephone and displayed on a TV. People using these services can view continually updated stories on those topics for which they subscribe. I'm like, okay, so it's like a phone. Since these services will provide people with the information they are looking for more quickly and efficiently than printed newspapers can, newspaper sales will decline drastically if these services become widely available. So our conclusion is that last sentence, right?
Mhm.
That newspaper sales will decline drastically if these services become widely available. And we're just saying that, and our reasoning for that is because it will provide people with the information they are looking for quickly and more efficiently than printed newspapers. So
Okay.
we want to weaken this conclusion, right? So we want to say something that's going to tell us why, like, why could this be true? But like, why might newspaper sales not decline drastically? What would be true would really
Okay.
destroy that conclusion.
So like I one of my one of my things could have been what was that like it was maybe it's more expensive and like
Yeah, that's a good one. It's too expensive and people can't afford it.
people can't afford it. I was thinking of like a certain age group before
Oh
not
yeah, like my grandma, like
yeah,
they're assuming that the printed news, there's not another value that the printed newspaper has that
yeah.
the digital one doesn't.
I was thinking like even like my dad too. Like my dad like rather reads the newspaper than to see things. Like for me, like I get my information off Twitter.
Yeah. No, same. Excellent. Okay, so go ahead and start. Those are great predictions.
Yeah.
So go ahead and start with A.
So in reading newspapers, most people not only look for stories on specific topics, but also like to idly browse through headlines or pictures for amusing stories on unfamiliar or unusual topics. So, I mean, that's kind of what we talked about before. Some
Yeah,
people
it's giving
like
us a
newspapers.
different option. So yeah, I don't hate A, so we can leave that one.
Yeah. Companies offering personalized electronic news services will differ greatly in what they charge for access to their services depending on a wide range of topics they covered. So I don't know. For some reason, I that was my choice, my answer choice, because I translated it to be like, oh, this is like, oh, there's like a big price difference. So like maybe like
A
I
price
assume
difference between what? What is this saying there's a price difference between?
um it's between like what they charge and access to like the
To
services they
say.
have.
So I think what's tricky about this answer choice is this is saying companies that offer it will differ greatly. So we're comparing like company A that offers the service compared to company B. We're not
And
comparing this to newspapers at all.
that's where I got messed over. I made the assumption that they were comparing the prices of a newspaper versus the company itself.
Yes, excellent. All right. So then what about C?
Approximately 30% of people have never relied on newspaper. Okay, like no, I don't think that's it.
That doesn't mean that just because they never have, like we're not, then those people wouldn't
Yeah.
be the one bringing it down anyways. So
The monthly average, the average monthly cost of subscribing to several different channels on a personalized electronic service will approximately equal the cost of the month subscription to a newspaper. So no, that's not going to weaken it because if it's the same thing, then it doesn't really make that much of a difference.
yeah, like yeah, people might try it, but that doesn't mean that we're
Yeah.
trying to say that the newspaper won't drastically decrease. Like now, if this said, what could D say? How could we change D where it would be a great weakener? If it said what?
If it said that, one second. If it said that it would cost more
Yeah, what if what costs more?
if the service cost more.
Yes, excellent. Yes, that would drastically weaken
That
it.
would, yeah, and that's why I didn't pick D, because I was like, if it said, like, it would have been my ultimate answer if it said, if the service was more. Um,
Excellent.
Most people who subscribe to personalized electronic news services will not have to pay the extra costs, since the services will use connections installed by cable and telephone companies. So that is that does that kind of goes with what they were saying, and we want to weaken it.
Yeah, excellent. So A is definitely going to, do you see why A is our correct answer?
Yeah.
Fabulous. I have to circle that. So you're feeling better about weekend questions.